That right there perfectly summarizes Kintareu Oe and the anime itself. If you don't know, Golden Boy was an OVA made in 1995 consisting of 6 episodes, made by Studio KSS, a studio that doesn't even exist anymore, which means I can pretty much show as much footage as I want without getting copyrighted. But speaking of footage, I might have to get pretty creative when it comes to censoring. You'll see. If you know the show, you'll know why. Talking about the show, the dub was made by ADV Films, and if you know anything about anime in the 90s, then it's most likely that the dub was made by ADV. They were really massive in the 90s. They had shows like Evangelion, Sailor Moon, and Ghost Stories. And if you know anything about Ghost Stories, then you might know what to expect when it comes to the Golden Boy dub. Just a little less unhinged.
Please forgive me for bringing you back to life. I know now that it could never work between us. As much as we wanted to, it could never be. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
And the reason I mention a dub, it's that it's the definitive and best way to watch the show. I know there's like sub versus dub, like I prefer this, I prefer that. No, but this is one of those shows, alongside stuff like Cowboy Bebop, where I genuinely think the dub is way better than the sub. And that's one main reason why. It's because of Kintareu himself. He's voiced by Doug Smith, and he puts 150% effort into every possible line of dialogue. He's just always like shouting, like always putting a lot of effort into every little line, every little piece of delivery. I watch this show in dub. I watch most anime in dub, to be honest, so I might be a little biased. But hey, if you ever want to watch this show, watch it in dub. And if you don't, fuck you. Okay, but seriously, this show follows Kintareu Oe. He's like this guy. He's like just going to odd job from odd job to odd job. The first episode, he sees him like getting run over by this rich, like tech. I don't know where his job is. Like tech, computer designing. This video isn't scripted, by the way. So just going off the top of my head, rambling. All right. Cool. All right. So basically, just runs into this like CEO type woman, running like a computer development company, I think it is. Gets a job there. One of the first things you notice about Kintareu is he's horny as shit, dude. All right, always writing like some perverted stuff in his little notebook and all that. And usually in most shows, like I hate those type of characters, but for some reason in this specific anime, I love them. I thought he was really funny. I thought he was really endearing and all that. And I guess the reason why is because he's genuinely a good human being. Like, he doesn't do a lot of stuff that gets you on a sex offender registry. He's kind of a horny guy that likes to lick toilets, And yeah, he ends up like, and over the course of all 6 episodes, he ends up like changing like all these women's lives for the better in some way, shape, or form. So I just think that's why I like Kintareu more than characters like you know what I'm talking about, like the pervy type characters like Jiraiya, Roshi, Sanji. Don't get me wrong, I love those animes and those characters, but I don't know, man, I just find the whole perverted gag thing funnier here than in almost any other show. This is one of the only anime that have ever just made me laugh like a lot of times. I will admit though, it's funnier first time watching through than on rewatch. I rewatched it, for this video and all that. So just a little heads up, I guess, if you care about that. The show's still good either way. It's, for me, it's one of those vibes anime. What I mean by vibes anime, stuff like Fully Cooley or Gurren Lagann, stuff that like you can kind of turn your brain off while watching a bit. Because there's a deeper message and all that, and I guess every episode. It's weirdly motivational too at times. I'll get there. But yeah, it's one of those shows you can just sit back and enjoy. You can just binge it on like in 2 hours. Again, it's only 6 episodes. You can find the whole thing on YouTube actually. And the footage I'm using for this video is from YouTube. So, there's that. What was I? Oh yeah, so basically the basic formula is that gets a new job. Usually meets his woman, is really horny, wants to basically fuck, but I think part of the joke is that he just never ends up doing that. I think the main example is episode 5. There's like this race he has with this woman that's like weirdly sexually aroused by her motorcycle. It's the whole thing, you know. And basically he has a race with her, and then if he wins with his bike, he gets to sleep with her, but he just ends up just biking, you know, just running to, like, you know what I'm talking about, like biking just to way out of there, you know, just never ends up fucking her. And by the end of the show, he basically has a harem, which again is insanely based in my opinion. And yeah, but I think the best episode that shows like Kintareu's like good side, I guess you could say, is episode 6. And it's him like helping out an animation studio where, you know, they're making a movie and all that, and he single-handedly like saves the whole production from like falling apart. So I think that episode itself is that's my favorite episode, by the way. And yeah, that pretty much shows like the good side of Kintareu and all that, and the positive effect he can have on, you know, the world around him. At the end of pretty much every episode, the narrator is always like, Kintareu Oe, maybe one day he will save the world, or something like that. And I've always kind of interpreted that as like, by saving the world, like helping people around him, you know, saving his, like, I guess, personal world, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Yeah, it's just thoughts on Golden Boy. I don't have, you know, again, this video isn't scripted, and I don't have the deepest thoughts to say about this show or anything like that. Yeah, it's just a quick video giving my thoughts about this cool old anime you guys should watch. Well, don't watch it around other people. That goes for most anime, but especially with this one. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Peace. I don't know when I'll be able to mention this again, but searching up the ADV, you know, portion of the video, I found out their last dub was Gurren Lagann, and looking into that, it's kind of lost media. I love Gurren Lagann. It's my favorite anime ever. So I just wanted to mention that because I love that show, and I don't know when I'll be able to mention that again. Yeah, peace.